The light on the set were building that morning. Cameras flashed, makeup artists rushed, and the director shouted over the noise. It was just another filming day. Expect Kim Tae-hung was in a playful mood. He sat in his chair, scrolling through his phone, when his manager Jin sang loudly, "Jin Tae-hung, can you please focus for once?" The director is already nervous because of yesterday's scene. Tehan grinned. "I am always focused on my best angles." Jin, that's exactly the problem. Before Jin could say more, a tall man in a black suit walked in, broad shoulders, calm expression, everything about him screamed disclaiming Jin. "Ah, there he is, your new bodyguard, John Jungkook, ex-military. Don't give him a hard time." Taehyung is smiling. "Ex-military? Sounds serious." Jungkook bows slightly. "It's an honor to work with you, Mr. Kim. My job is to keep you safe. Please follow my instruction." Taehyung, "Oh, I like people who give me instruction." Jin groaned loudly in the background. "Jin, Taehyung, please don't start." But Taehyung already had. Jungkook didn't even blink. His expression was unbearable, and somehow that only made Taehyung want to tease him more. The day went smooth until the afternoon scene. Taehyung had to run across the set and jump off a low platform. It looked easy enough until he landed wrong. He went stumbling forward. Director, cut, cut, cut. "Taehyung, are you okay?" Taehyung forcing a smile. "Ah, I'm fine. Just I think I twisted my ankle." Before anyone could react, Jungkook was already beside him. Down. "Jungkook, don't move, sir." Taehyung tried to laugh it off. It's fine." Without warning, Jungkook lifted him up. One arms under the entire set went silent. Taehyung's eyes widened. "Taehyung, wait. What are you? Oh, you are actually carrying me?" "Jungkook, you can't walk, sir. It's safer this way." "Taehyung, safer? Or are you just trying to impress me?" Jungkook, dead serious. "You need medical attention." Taehyung tried not to laugh, but the more serious Jungkook looked, the harder it became. Taehyung, you are actually a strange thought. Have you been carried people like this all your life?" Jungkook flatly, not people who talk this much." The crowd shifted with laughter. Jin covered his face with his hands. When Jungkook set him down in the van, Taehyung gave a playful Taehyung, thank you, Captain." Jungkook, it's Jungkook." Jungkook, Taehyung, right, Captain Jungkook." That night, the internet exploded. Photo of Jungkook carrying Taehyung bridal style were everywhere. Fans were calling them real-life drama moments. Jin looked like he might cry. "Jin, Taehyung, do you realize what this looked like?" The entire fan base thinking, "You are dating your bodyguards." Taehyung innocently, well, I can't help it if he is photogenic. You are impossible, Tete." Jungkook stayed silent, standing near the doorway, arms crossed. His face was calm, but his ears were slightly red. Taehyung is smirking. "Oh, you are blushing?" Jungkook, "No, I'm not." Taehyung, "It's fine. I know. I have that effect. Jungkook turning away. Try to rest. You have an early call tomorrow. And he left the room. Taehyung whispered softly to himself. Taehyung sarcastic. The next morning, Taehyung's ankle was still sore, so Jungkook had to accompany him everywhere, even to interview at the studio. Reporters teased Taehyung about the water photo. Reporter, so Taehyung, about that photo with your bodyguard? Taehyung smiled playfully. Ah, yes, he saved me like a hero. I almost expected ground music. Reporter, you two back look very close. Taehyung, we are working on it. Jungkook stood quietly behind him, expression unbearable, but his eyes briefly met Taehyung in the reflection of the camera. It made Taehyung grin wider. After the interview, Taehyung turned to him. Taehyung, did you hear that? I said we are working on it. Jungkook, you should focus on your career, not jokes, sir. Taehyung, who said I'm joking? Jungkook didn't reply. He just walked ahead, making Taehyung under his breath. Later that evening, Taehyung sat on the balcony of his hotel's site, scrolling thought fan comments. Some were funny, others sweet. One photo showed Jungkook looking at him, mind laugh. He hadn't even noticed Jungkook looking at him like that. Taehyung, oh, you are confusing Jungkook. A knock on the door pulled him from his thoughts. Jungkook returned quietly with a tray of food. Jungkook, you skipped dinner again. Taehyung, teasing, are you always this strict or am I special? Jungkook, you are a public figure. I am responsible for your health. Taehyung, you could just say you care, you know? For a second, Jungkook hesitated, just a second, then set the tray down. Jungkook, eat before it gets cold. He turned to leave, but Taehyung spoke softly. Taehyung, you know, people see me as confident, but sometimes it's just acting. Jungkook was near the door, silence. Taehyung, when everyone watching, it's easy to smile, but when the camera go off, it's quiet, too quiet. Jungkook gently, you don't have to explain that to me. Taehyung, look up. Taehyung, you understand. Jungkook, loneliness doesn't care if someone is famous. The room felt different after that, softer, quieter. Taehyung smiled faintly. Taehyung, you are not as scary as you pretended to be, Jungkook, and you are not as carefree as you act. Their eyes met for a moment too long before Jin's voice called from the hallway. Jin, Taehyung, remember your dad meeting tomorrow. Taehyung groaned, ah, yes. My lovely father who treats me like a high school student. Jungkook looked curious. Jungkook, you mean Mr. Kim Namjoon? Yes, the great Namjoon, strict, serious, and allergic to fun. Jungkook quietly, he is worried about you. Taehyung, he worried about his company name. The next day, Namjoon visited the filming site. His sharp eyes scanned everything and stopped at Jungkook. Namjoon, you must be his new bodyguard. Jungkook, yes sir. Namjoon, I trust you. I'll stay professional. My son has a habit of teasing limits. Taehyung rolled his eyes. I'm right here, Dad. Namjoon, that's what worry me. There was tense. Jungkook stayed silent, is respectful, but Taehyung noticed. After Namjoon left, Taehyung signed. He treated everyone like soldiers. Jungkook, maybe that's how he's so cared. You are always defending him. Jungkook, you both care more than you admit. But didn't argue. Somehow Jungkook always said things that felt too true. That night there was a charity event at the hotel. Taehyung arrived in a soft green suit. Jungkook walking silently beside him. Cameras flash everywhere. Taehyung thought the evening Taehyung play his part. Charming, his smile, light laughter, but inside he was tired. At one point, a guest stepped too close and Taehyung frozen. Jungkook's hand instantly touched his waist from steady. Jungkook softly, it's alright, you are safe. Taehyung looking up, surprised by the quiet tone. Jungkook wasn't just doing his job. He sounded like he actually cared. After the event, they walked on a quiet corridor. Taehyung, you think I'm scared of crowds? Jungkook, no. I think you are scared of pretending all the time. Taehyung, stop walking. You think you can read me now? Jungkook, you think I can't tell when you are actually scared? The word hit harder than Taehyung expected. For once, he didn't have a teasing comeback. He looked back at Jungkook quietly, the calm face, the steady voice, the faint warmth in his eyes. Taehyung softly, you notice too much, Jungkook, that's my job. Taehyung, no, that's something else. Jungkook didn't reply. The air between them felt thick with something unnamed. When Taehyung finally spoke again, his voice again was barely above a whisper. Taehyung, you make it hard to keep pretending, Jungkook. Jungkook looked away, his expression unbearable. Jungkook, get some rest, Taehyung. He walked ahead, but Taehyung stood still, watching him go. The quiet footsteps fading down the hall. Taehyung whispering to himself, why does it hurt when he walked away that night? Taehyung couldn't sleep. He kept replaying Jungkook's word in his mind. You think I can't tell when you are actually scared? No one had ever looked at him like that before, not as a celebrity, not as a public image, just as him. He signed, staring out the window at the city light. The call took softly in somewhere deep inside. He knew by the window, hearing his name, staring out at quietly, but speaking city and maybe, just maybe, Jungkook was refused to care anymore. Every time he closed his eyes, Jungkook was echo in his mind. You think I can't tell when you are actually scared? He smiled faintly, but he didn't raise his eyes. Then why? Why do you sound so calm and still make my heart race? He sighed, rubbing his eyes. That night felt too long and quiet. Suddenly there was a gentle knock on his door. Taehyung came in. The door opened slightly and Jungkook stepped inside. He looked half tired, still dressed in his black shirt, sleeve overall up neatly. Jungkook, you are still awake? Taehyung softly, couldn't sleep. You? Jungkook just finished checking security around the floor. thought I'd see if you need anything. Then I need to know why you always sound so serious. Jungkook raised an eyebrow but didn't respond. He quietly walked to the window and glanced at the city view. Jungkook, it's peaceful at night. Everything looked calm from far away. Taehyung, yeah, from far away. The world hung in the air for a moment. Jungkook turned towards him, noticing that tired look in Taehyung's eyes. Jungkook, you are thinking too much again. Taehyung, you notice everything, don't you? Jungkook, it's part of my job, sir. Taehyung, you keep saying that. Is it really just your job? Jungkook hesitated, his usual calm slipped for just a second. Jungkook, it's more complicated than that. Taehyung smiled, a little sad, a little teasing. Taehyung, everything with you is complicated. Jungkook, because you make it that way. That made Taehyung laugh softly. The sun and the tension between them, think maybe I do, but if I didn't, you never talk at all. Jungkook looked down, hiding a small smile. Jungkook, you talk enough for both of us. Taehyung playfully, you say that like it's a bad thing. There was a long pause, the kind that felt quiet but not uncomfortable. Taehyung, do you ever get tired of pretending you don't care? Jungkook quietly, who said I'm pretending? That caused Taehyung off guard. His heart escaped, and for once he didn't know how to tease back. He stood up slowly, limping a little, and walked closer to Jungkook. The city lights behind them painted their face in gold and blue. They hung. Then what are you doing, Jungkook? Jungkook, I'm trying to do my job. They hung. And if your heart gets involved, Jungkook frozen for a long moment. Neither spoke. Finally, Jungkook looked at him. Really look, Jungkook. Then I'll be in a trouble. Taehyung softly. I think you already are. The corner of Jungkook's mouth twitched almost a smile. Jungkook, you shouldn't say things like that. Taehyung, why not? Jungkook, because I started believing them. The silence, the following felt heavier, deeper. Taehyung could feel his heartbeat quicken, his chest rising and falling with quiet breath. Taehyung, maybe that's not such a bad thing. Jungkook stepped back slightly as if to protect the little control he had left. Jungkook, you don't understand. What are you saying? Taehyung, I understand perfectly. Jungkook jaw tightened. He turned towards the door. Jungkook, you should sleep. It's late. But Taehyung, why stop at him? Taehyung, why? Why do you always run away when things get real? Jungkook frozen mid-step. Taehyung softly, you act like you are made of stone, but you are not. You get quiet when you care, you look away when you are scared, and you clean your fist when you are trying not to feel something. Jungkook slowly turned, his eyes dark but soft. Jungkook, oh, you notice everything too? Then that's part of my job. This time Jungkook laughed quietly, the first genuine laugh Taehyung had heard from him. It was warm, low, and almost shy. Taehyung smiling. See, you can laugh. It didn't hurt, did it? Jungkook nodded. Taehyung, good, because you look nice when you do. Their change again. Taehyung took another step forward. They were close enough to feel each other breathe now. Taehyung, can I ask you something? Jungkook, you usually do. Taehyung, why do you become a bodyguard? Jungkook looked thoughtful. Jungkook, after the military, I wanted a quiet life. Protecting someone felt simple. Taehyung, simple. Jungkook, it was supposed to be until you. Taehyung half fluttered. He looked down to hide his smile. Taehyung, do I make things that hard for you? Jungkook, every single day. Taehyung, good. Jungkook smiled softly. You are proud of that. Taehyung, a little. They both laughed quietly, but their eyes didn't leave each other. For a while, neither spoke. The room was filled only with the faint hum of the city. Then Jungkook's voice broke the silence, low, careful. Jungkook, Taehyung, I don't know what this is. I should feel this way. Taehyung, Ed, you do. Jungkook looked at him, really looked, and something in his expression softened. Jungkook, you make me forget why I built walls in the first place. Taehyung gently, then stop building them. Jungkook, it's not that easy. Taehyung, it doesn't have to be easy, just honest. The words hang there, honest and trembling. Jungkook hand brushed against Taehyung waist, accidentally, maybe, but neither move away. Taehyung voice dropped to a whisper. Taehyung, you want me to stop? Jungkook softly, no. They stood there so close that even the air between them felt. Taehyung smiled faintly. Taehyung, good, because I don't want to stop either. Jungkook took a slow breath as if studying himself. Jungkook, you really are dangerous, Taehyung. Taehyung, only to your peace of mind. Another small laugh, the silence again. A drifted kind, this time warm, safe. Taehyung looked up at him with quiet sincerity. Taehyung, you know, everyone see me as someone who flirt with everything that moves, but the truth is I just want someone who look at me like I am not pretending. Jungkook is soft and completely Jungkook. You don't have to pretend it with me. That simple sentence felt like sunlight. Taehyung has a little. Taehyung, then don't pretend you don't care. Jungkook exclaimed slowly. Then with quiet sincerity he said, Jungkook, I do care more than I should. The words made Taehyung chest edge in the best way. Taehyung, then maybe it's my turn to protect you. Jungkook looked at him in surprise. Jungkook, for what? Taehyung smiled softly. From yourself. For a moment, they just stood there, two people who had spent weeks walking around their feelings, now standing in the middle of them. Taehyung voice broke the quiet again. Taehyung, Jungkook, do you like me? Jungkook blinked clearly, catch of course. Jungkook, you don't ask a simple question, you do? Taehyung, I don't want a small answer. A long silence, and Jungkook's voice soft, certain. Jungkook, yes, I like you. Taehyung Pete got his smile, eyes. Taehyung finally, Jungkook quietly, you know, didn't you? Maybe, but hearing it felt different. Jungkook stepped closer. His voice was barely a whisper. Jungkook, then let me say it properly. He lifted his hand, brushing a steady of hair from Taehyung's face. Jungkook, I like you, Taehyung, more than I expected, more than I can explain. Taehyung's heart felt full. Taehyung, then you should know. I like you too. The words came out short but steady. Jungkook eyes widened slightly as if he didn't expect to hear them aloud. Jungkook, you do? Taehyung, I do. Maybe since the first day you refused to smile. That made Jungkook laugh again, the warm, real kind. Jungkook, you are unbearable, Taehyung, and you are mine. The last bit slipped but out before Taehyung could stop it. Jungkook looked a little but didn't pull away. Instead, he whispered, Jungkook, I think I'm okay with that. They stood there, inches apart, the city quietly behind them. Taehyung's heartbeat echoed in his ear. Taehyung, Jungkook, Taehyung, can I? Jungkook nodded before he even knew what he was agreeing to. And then Taehyung leaned in slowly, hesitated, and pressed his softly against Jungkook. It was not dramatic. It wasn't perfect. It was real, gentle, and warm like a promise. Neither of them said out loud when they pulled back. Both of them were smiling. Taehyung whispering, you are blessing. Jungkook quite laughed. So, are you? They both laughed softly and and for the first time, it didn't feel like teasing. It felt like home. Taehyung leaned his head on Jungkook's shoulder, signed happily. Taehyung, you are not just my bodyguard anymore. Taehyung, good, because I am done my heart. The next morning, sunlight slipped into the room. Jin almost dropped his coffee when he saw them sitting together on the couch. Jungkook, Taehyung asleep on Jungkook's shoulder, peaceful and smiling. Jin didn't say a word. He just smiled to himself and quietly walked away. Outside, the world still dizzy with rumors and flashing cameras. Time escaped. Morning sunlight slipped into the living room, pinches the marble floor, golden. Taehyung sat on the couch. His finger never hit twisted in the hem of his soft sweater. His heart was thumping so loudly that he was sure even the sound of system could hear it. Namjoon stood near the window, his arm crossed, his usual calm eyes sharp and unbearable. Namjoon, so you wanted to tell me something? Taehyung took a deep breath. His face cameras crowds interview, but this was that all of them continued. Taehyung, I'm dead. It's about Jungkook. Namjoon never raised slightly. Namjoon, ah, a bodyguard. Taehyung, yes, his voice trembling a little, but he didn't look away. He is more than that now. For a long second, there was only silence. The sound of the ticket clock filled the space between them. Namjoon then softened, but only slightly. Namjoon, Taehyung, you know how I feel about mixing your personal life with work. Taehyung, I know, and I wouldn't say this if it wasn't important. He's serious. He forgot his tone, quiet but full of honesty. He's a different dad. He's not just my bodyguard. He's the one who makes me feel safe. Not because it's his job, but because he's scared, because he's still, even when I am at my worst. Namjoon didn't respond right away. He looked out the window for a long moment, then usually back his expression and wavered. Namjoon, oh, you are saying you love him? Taehyung smiled softly, a tear slipped down his cheeks. Taehyung, yes, I do. Namjoon exhaled slowly, walking towards him. He stopped right in front of Taehyung and placed an hand on his shoulders. Namjoon, you always follow your heart, didn't you? Taehyung, I tried to. Namjoon let out a small sigh, half frustrated and half fond. Namjoon, you are too much like your mother. Sometimes she was the same stubborn, emotional, and impossible to say no to. Taehyung laughed quietly, brushing his tears away. Taehyung, so is that a yes? Namjoon gave a long before finally shaking his head with a tiny smile. Namjoon, it's not a yes yet, but it's not no neither. If Jungkook truly love you and if he protect your heart the way he protect your safety, then I accept him. Taehyung eyes wide and hope blooming on his face. Taehyung, you mean it? Namjoon, I mean it. His tone softer even more. Just make sure this isn't another one of your scripts, alright? Taehyung, his tears. Taehyung nodded this one real. Time escaped 6 months later. The set was quiet, the night sky filled with tears. Taehyung sat on the Jungkook car, long singing the cold birds, brushing his face. Jungkook stood beside him, his usual calm expression gentle than ever. Taehyung, can you believe that it didn't fire you? Jungkook smiled. That's because I am good at my job. Taehyung, good at guarding or good at making me fall for you. Jungkook looked away, his hair turned pink. Jungkook both, maybe. Taehyung laughed, his voice soft and warm. They sat in silence for a few seconds, just listened to the distant hum of city. Jungkook's finger brushed against Taehyung's hand and neither of them moved away. Taehyung, you are quiet today. What's on your mind? Jungkook turned towards him, his eyes steady and deep. Jungkook, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Taehyung blinked, curious. Taehyung, was it? Jungkook took a step closer, his hand resting over Taehyung. His voice was low and sure. Jungkook, Taehyung, will you be my boyfriend? The word seems to pause for a heartbeat. Taehyung stared at him, completely still, then burst into a bright smile Jungkook had ever seen. Taehyung, I thought you never asked. Jungkook's shoulders relaxed with a quiet relief. Jungkook, so that's a yes. Taehyung laughed softly. It's the easiest yes of my life. Taehyung smiled a real smile, and before Taehyung could tease him again, Jungkook leaned in. Their made gentle, careful, and full of everything they hadn't said for months. It wasn't dramatic move. It was simple, honest, the kind of that felt like home. When they pulled back, Taehyung raised his forehead against Jungkook's chest. Taehyung, you know, this time I'm not scared anymore. Jungkook did. He brushed Taehyung's hair back with quite a smile because I'm not letting you go. Taehyung looked up at him, his eyes. Taehyung promised. Jungkook promised. The night was carried their laughter as the camera's light from a distance flickered, this time not from paparazzi, but from Jin, holding his phone, whispering excitedly. Jin finally took them long enough to hang and hide his face in Jungkook and Jungkook only whispered his answer on him. Jungkook let him have his moment. Taehyung was, I'm still going to settle his for this. Jungkook fair deal. Under the stars, the world felt quieter for once. Taehyung didn't need the light and the fame on stage. He just needed Jungkook, the man who got not just his but his heart.